rather than adding cash to my account to reach a margin call or deal with a margin call, or buying more shares of stock, financing the entire purchase price of the transaction myself, I can actually choose to sell shares to reach a margin call. And actually, this is probably, I mean, this is what would occur if I didn't have any extra money. So if my broker called me and said, your account is below maintenance, you need to fix that, and I don't have any more cash to add to my account, they will sell my shares, some of them at least. And here they're going to sell shares of Apple because it's the only stock I own. But in the real world, I would have a portfolio of assets, and the broker actually chooses which shares to sell. So this is not really a desirable option, but it is a possibility. Now, the question is how many shares of Apple would have to be sold so that I could hit my maintenance of 35%. I'm going to use the same formula that I've been using, margin percentage, and I know I've written a lot, but it is the only formula you need for dealing with long positions in a stock and calculating margin. So it's margin percentage equals total market value minus what I owe my broker divided by the total market value. In this case, I know my desired margin percentage is 35%. Now I'm going to be reducing the number of shares that I owe and using all the cash from that transaction to pay off a portion of the loan to my broker, enough to get my margin to 35%. Right now I own 100 shares, but I'm going to sell some, so it will reduce my number of shares by X, and they're each at $275. I owe my broker $19,400, but I will reduce the loan to my broker by $275 per share times X shares. This is the amount of cash that will be generated from selling X shares at $275. My divisor will be just this term. So the 100 minus X times 275. How many shares I have left after I sell some of Apple times the current price of Apple. So that gives me 0.35 equals 27,500 minus 275x minus 19,400 plus 275x. And you can see those two variables cancel. Divided by 27,500 minus 275x, which gives me 0.35 equals 8,100 divided by 27,500 minus 275x. And that gives me 9625 minus 96.25x equals 8,100, and minus 96.25x equals negative 1525. So x equals 15.84 shares. So just as a check, so first, if I ask you how many shares do you have to sell to reach maintenance if you don't have cash to add to the account or cash to buy new shares with, that's the answer, 15.84. But I just want to show you that this does work. I want to just check our math. So I had owned 100 shares, but I'm going to sell 15.84. And you actually can't buy or sell a fraction of a share. But for our numbers to work out perfectly, I'm going to go ahead and use that decimal amount. So now I own 84.16 shares, and they're each trading at $275. So the market value of my portfolio is $23,144. I owe my broker, I owed my broker originally $19,400, but I'm going to pay off some of that loan. The 15.54 shares that I sell at $275 each, this will generate me in cash $4,356, and I will use that money to pay off the loan to my broker. So after I reduce that loan, I will only owe them $15,044. So I've got a portfolio worth 23,144, a loan to my broker of 15,044. So I have equity of 8,100. Divide that by the total market value of my portfolio of 23,144 gives me my equity percentage of 35.